Hello everybody, this is Hero with the Birds, back with another Shadowlands video, and in this video, I'm just going to talk about this Dark Inquisitor Xanesh pull. This is just in LFR, and the goal of this entire video is just to kind of go over a triage-oriented Holy Paladin build. The focus of that build is to use Word of Glory, Holy Shocks, and Light of the Martyr as our main skills. Here we can see in the opener, we're going to do what normal melee Holy Paladins have done for a long time. The difference, of course, with the change in Holy Power is that we are going to start using Word of Glory, or if you liked for AoE healing, Light of Dawn. Part of the goal of the triage build is to avoid using Light of Dawn as much as possible, and to instead try to stabilize the raid by bringing really low members up to 50% or sometimes topping them off, depending on whether you crit or not. One of the interesting things about testing out this build on Xanesh is I have a lot higher of an uptime on Martyr itself, because most Holy Paladins on the melee build are using Crusader's Might, so that there's a synergy between Holy Shock and reducing the CD on Holy Shock through Crusader Strikes. When you're away from a target, you have to improvise. You can't generate the same amount of Holy Power. So you will be martyring, largely, because you're going to be moving. See me here, trying to get the ball in. And as you're away from the boss, you lean a little bit more on Martyr in your returning to the boss. So it's been interesting to track how this has played out overall. The smoothness between moving around the room while you can still press legitimate buttons. Martyr has always been a kind of go-to movement spell in Holy Paladin's kit, but largely we haven't used it because we haven't really been willing to afford the GCDs to do so. It hasn't actually been that strong, so it very rarely gets cast in regular BFA play, partly due to the way Glimmer has worked for us. But in this case, since we're going to use double beacon instead of Glimmer, and that allows our Glimmers to go into really injured targets instead of wasting it potentially trying to spread it around. It just leaves a lot of open GCDs while we're away from the boss and can't generate Holy Power or reset Holy Shocks. And we're going to use those on Light of the Martyr almost exclusively, instead of standing still to Flash of Light or Holy Light. The implications of this are kind of interesting in my opinion, because it helps us bridge the gap in our movement when we're away, whereas historically we would have to have a bit of downtime to get back into melee, or we would have to stay at ranged and simply pump the boss, pump the tank full of Holy Lights or Flash of Lights to grab more Holy Power. So I've been really enjoying martyring on the go. You can see me just grabbing people with Holy Shock and Martyr while I'm away. And as soon as we're back in melee, priming up those Crusader Strikes to cool down Holy Shock again. While we have downtime, I have Holy Shock and Crusader Strike on downtime, and I can't cast my Word of Glory. I'm also going to be filling even while I'm in the melee. So right now I'm just looking for targets to martyr that are in danger. Even if they're mildly healthy, you're still going to try to martyr them. You can see I'm martyring from range here because I can't get around the corner. Aside from the ranged aspect of Light of Martyr, for this kind of melee heavy build, you're also going to try to use it sometimes weaving in between Holy Shock and Crusader Strike, and essentially you kind of want to have a pattern of something like Holy Shock, Crusader Strike, Light of Martyr. And the reason for that is you have 2 charges of Crusader Strike to work with. So while it's cooling down, you can sneak in another instant cast Martyr. That's very different from the Flash of Light or Holy Light build that is going to pump out really, really big bombs. However, they're slow and they're going to interrupt your holy power generation. This Light of the Martyr build sort of showcases that we can get the best of both worlds for being in melee. We don't have to worry too much about where we are for Light of Dawn's cast, and we can really leverage this interesting dynamic between the production of Holy Shock CD through Crusader Strike and the production of Holy Power. And you can see here this is an expected outcome for a fight where we have basically a lot of time away from the boss, and we just fill that space in with Martyr. Now, we may ask, well, can this really be productive if we're doing so much damage to ourselves? But that's where a throughput healer like a druid in this case is just cleaning up those portions when I'm at full health. We can reduce the damage you're taking through your own shields, through bubble, through devotion aura. Anyways, just thought I'd let you guys take a look at some gameplay version of this Light of the Martyr build, just to see it in action before we move into Shadowlands. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you again next time.